Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, December 18th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names from our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally are not yet too extended in their moves. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we got four names we're looking at today. Market is still in uptrend rally mode, chase mode, if you will, really not letting anyone in unless they want to pay up right now. But there are still some setups here on the long side. That's what we're going to look at. Again, if you don't like the market environment or you don't like chasing up here, then you probably want to disregard most of these setups. You might be looking at short setups. Whatever the case is, as always, make sure these fit your strategy, your time frame, your beliefs about the market. These are just technical patterns. You need to be able to execute on them. So the first one here comes from IBD's list. This is DLX. This is a new name here, one that I was unfamiliar with before it coming across their screener. And when I look here at DLX, we can zoom out and just basically see that it's had a strong 2019. It's been in a bottoming pattern for most of 2019, but it started the year off down here around $37. It's trading at $51. It's at the upper end of this year-long consolidation, and that's what makes it look fairly attractive here. Is it's back up at the top end of this range, again looking like a potential bottoming accumulation pattern here, and it is just kind of consolidating right at this level. It's giving the significance that it deserves up here, and this is a good area to now pay attention to it, because if it does start to break through these highs, this recent consolidation here since mid-October, then there's a lot of blue skies above as it starts to retrace back into the prior 2018 levels. So DLX over, call it $52 or so. It's got some energy built up here, one that isn't too extended like a lot of other areas of the market. Something I would pay attention to there if you like sort of the momentum plays, breakout plays, potential trend following plays there for DLX. Next up from IBD's list here is SAFE, S-A-F-E. This comes out of the real estate sector. If we zoom out all the way here, this is a fairly young issue. It IPO'd in 2017 down here around $19. You can see it's trading pretty much double that now. It's around $40 2 years later. It had a really strong 2019. You can see it started the year off down here around $17. It's basically up 130% this year. And if we zoom in even further, you can see that this recent move starting in November broke out to new all-time highs. We're pulled back over the past week or two. Volume's been pretty light here. This is a fairly lower volume trading issue here, so do keep that in mind. Most of these days recently coming in around 100 to 200,000. Got this big volume spike, which is skewing the average right now a bit. But regardless, SAFE here after a pullback. It's got nice relative strength here today. It's almost looking like kind of a day one continuation back to the upside. It was 7 days down in a row, so pay attention to this here for a little bit of a pullback in a strong uptrend. Next up here is PAYC. So this is Paycom, a little more of a familiar name here, and this is checking back to a breakout level. This also comes from IBD's list. So if we zoom out here, you can see it recently broke out in November of this year. So basically last month, broke out to new all-time highs above 256. Those were the highs here from August. Now, really, in this move, it had a quite sharp move, all from 190 all the way up to 270. So this had a 46% run in about a month, which is a very impressive move here, especially for a mid-cap name like Paycom. So when we zoom in here, you can see that it is checking back. It is consolidating this steep move. It's kind of pulling back to this recent breakout. Again, the prior all-time highs. So far, looks like we're trying to hold. I wouldn't mind seeing this consolidate a little bit further. Another week or two would be even ideal, just given the magnitude of the move that we saw throughout November. But this also, if it can start to move above these highs, if it can start to break out here, then, certainly clear skies above for Paycom. So those three from IBD's list. We got one last name. This comes from our watch list, and this is APPN. So APPN here, more of a pullback play. If we zoom out here, you can see it's been in a strong move for 2019. Got as high as about 140% on the year, up around $60. It, of course, is not trading there anymore. It's trading more so around this $40 area, so up about 50% on the year where it's trading right now. So still a very strong year for the stock. But what I like about this here is just the consolidation off of highs. You get a high growth name. It had this good surge. It's been pulling back. It's been consolidating. A lot of the price action here recently has been nice and tight, kind of overlapping, still with that slight tilt lower, but this is where I'm starting to pay attention to it now. So down here around the lower end of the lower end of this trend line looks interesting, or on momentum break back over the upper end here over, call it 42.50 or so. You get your momentum play or momentum entry, breakout entry there. So APPN, it's one on the watch list for us. Like the setup here and paying attention to it going forward. So that's it. That's what we got here. 4 names, a couple of different looks there, some younger IPO issues, get some breakouts, trends, reversals, pullbacks. So got the whole kind of wide range. Again, do your homework on these names, but hopefully you find something interesting there. Thanks as always for tuning in and watching every Wednesday. Trade ideas just like this. Be back here on Friday for the market recap video. Have a great day.